Hey y'all, it's Zach, the Gulf Coast Gardener. Thanks for dropping by the garden today. And today we're doing something that is difficult for almost all gardeners and a very hard lesson to learn. And that is performing garden edits. Yes, garden edits. So today I will be removing from my garden 2 roses that I have loved, 2 roses that I have cherished, and 2 roses that really were the start of this garden. Those roses are the Lady of Shalott, which I do have one other, so that's not as much of a loss. And then the other one is the Olivia Rose Austin. The Olivia Rose Austin is a beautiful rose. Gorgeous, soft pink, over 100 petals, very much a cup shape with a button eye, having a full rosette when she starts and then forming out to a shallow cup. However, mine is covered in black spot and has been for 3 years. I spray, I feed, I deadhead, I do everything I'm supposed to do for this rose, and she's just like, no, it's too hot, it's too humid. So she gonna go. The Lady of Shalott, the problem with her is she has bloomed twice in the 5 years that I've had her. David Austin Roses, I did reach out to them about that Lady of Shalott that never bloomed, and they did give me a replacement. And that one is training up in arbor, and she has been blooming great. So it was definitely, they called it a blind rose. And then we're gonna move around a few perennials just because it's getting a little too clustered in one area. So why do you do these garden edits? Because I have worked and worked and worked with these plants and they're not performing like they should. So we're gonna get them removed. It's really that simple. Now, a little update on our weather. We're sitting at over between 14 and 16 inches of rain over the past 2 weeks. So it should be really easy digging because the water should be nice and saturated. All right, well, let's get out there into the garden and let's plant some stuff. So this one here is our Lady of Shalott rose, and we're just gonna get her removed. I'm gonna need to go get a bigger shovel. There we go. Lady of Shalott is out. So when digging up a rose, I am working my way arounding the rose and then lifting. Now I did ask my mother-in-law if she wanted to try to grow these plants, and she said she would. So maybe they'll perform better in a new home in a different environment. It's like a cutting of this. Now there's a few perennials I'd like to move, because if I take you over here, you will see that it is quite the cluster. Kind of right here. I think I'm gonna remove this white salvia and see where we are. That opened it up a bit. I think I want to remove this other salvia as well, Salvia Amistad. Well, you guys, it's really hot out here today. I actually was forced to take a break because my phone overheated. The humidity is quite great, but let me go ahead and show you what we got done on the plants. So I ended up removing a Salvia Amistad and a white Salvia, and then we removed the 2 rose bushes and then a little handful clump of echinacea that was growing up through a rose. Now, I don't want you guys to worry because I do have plenty of plants to replace these. And in fact, let me go show you that now. This beautiful small business located in my area. I'm in Mobile. They're located in Irvington, and they are called Cottage Farms Direct. They are typically an online commerce nursery, so you can't buy in person. You can only order through their website, and they typically sell on the QVC network. But every now and then they do what they call a pickup sale. And so I got amazing prices on beautiful plants. For instance, 1 gallon knockout roses that are normally $30 were $5. 3-gallon gardenias, which were normally were $40, were $8. So yeah, we have plenty of plants to play with to kind of fill in those spots. Right here are the knockout peachy roses, and I believe we're gonna have these flaking the entrance way. And right over here is a buddleia. This rose is the lavender jewel mini rose, and that will be going in the spot of the rose we just removed. And then that is some Sunfinity sunflowers. Let me go show you the gardenias that we also picked up, and I can show you where I planted those salvias that we had removed. And then there's one more thing on the garden agenda today, and that is spraying my tomatoes because something is eating them. And I just killed a little caterpillar on there, so I guess it's caterpillars. But here is the gardenias. These were $8 each. And I think I'm gonna do a little hedge here. This is the button variety. You can see they look like a beautiful little boxwood. They're gonna have a semi-double bloom, and that has more of a button in the center. Now right here, as you can see, something's eating my tomatoes. So we will come and we will spray something together, and that'll only take a few minutes and should hopefully save our crop. Look, here's one right here. Whatever this is needs to go. That's 2. Here's another one, 3. So good over here. Right here is where we planted most of our transplants. So this is the Salvia Amistad, and that's the white Salvia. And right here is an Astrameria that I'm gonna sink into the ground here in a few weeks, I'm sure. Making sure it likes its spot before I sink it down, and it looks pretty happy so far. All right, my gardening friends, so we are going to be using Captain Jack's Dead Bug. It is an organic, and it is approved for fruits, vegetables, berries, citrus, grapes, nuts, and ornamentals. Now, very important when you're using an herbicide, read the label. Imagine that. Let's see here. Lift here. Boop. Okay, so ingredients are spinosad and other ingredients. This says it does work on caterpillars, codling moth, gypsy moth, Japanese beetles, loppers, leaf miners, spider mites, tent caterpillars, thrips, and more. Active ingredient includes spinosad. Spinosad is actually used medically to help treat mites. Let's see here. Now we're going to flip through to find the crop we're spraying, and that is going to be tomatoes. Green onions, leek, shallot, onions, bushberries, cranberries, citrus. Here we go. Fruiting vegetables, including eggplant, ground cover, okra, tomato, pepper, tomatillo. Maximum number of applications per year is 6. Minimum days to wait before reapplying is 4. Minimum days to wait from last application to harvest, 1 day. Awesome. We can definitely spray this. What is our mixing instructions? Mix 5 ounces of this product per gallon and spray the foliage and bark. Okay, cool. There is one more page here. Oh no, it's 2 gallons before. Okay. All right, 2 ounces for 1 gallon. Shake well before use, and then apply with a hose and sprayer, which we have. Ta-da! Hose and sprayer. I wonder if there's a measuring cup in this, and there is. So 2 ounces is going to be right there. Okay, 2 ounces. Try not to miss the bucket. There we go. We got 2 ounces. Now I will put it into our hose and sprayer. Lid off, treatment in, and now let's go fill it up with water and spray down our veggies. I always add in my treatment first and then add in the water, and that helps to mix it all up. You don't want to go past that fill line, of course. Got it filled up. We'll give it another little shake. There we go. You can use the cap on or the cap off. I prefer to use the cap off. If it's not sticking, then you'll put the frother on there and it'll stick better. When you're spraying, you want to get the top of the leaves, the bottom of the leaves, and all the way to the trunk until it's dripping wet. First, I have to atomize. Oh, yes, it's nice and strong. And like I said, this is an organic spray. See how it's dripping? That's what you want. Now I'm gonna move to the other side. Goodness, they're everywhere. I have a pretty good idea of what these guys look like, so I will try to find a picture and put up what we're dealing with. Go back here in the back too, make sure I spray it. They've eaten holes in these tomatoes. It's so freaking sad. Now next time I do this, I will do 1 tablespoon in 1 gallon because, or 1 ounce in 1 gallon because I still have a lot left over. I think that's good, guys. Well, my friends, it is a hot one today. The high is around 91 with our heat index above 100. But we got 2 roses removed from the garden. We transplanted 2 salvias and a handful of echinacea purpurea. And then we went ahead and treated our tomato bushes for a caterpillar infestation. Well, thanks for dropping by the garden today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.